Good evening, diehard family. I am Corporal Romero, and today we will be going over task number 071, Charlie Oscar Mike 0801, challenge persons entering your area. Before we get started, we will go over some of the risk levels. So the risk level is low. We are in a classroom, so please be mindful of the chairs and tables. If we run into bad weather, like let's say we are expecting a tornado, we can go ahead and take shelter in the other room. And in case of an active shooter, if you can run or hide, and we will go ahead and notify the authorities. Also, don't forget about the Army Green policy, reduce, reuse, and recycle. We will be doing a police call later to make sure that we leave the place beautiful. We are now going to do an initial PCC and PCI. So let me see your stuff, guys. All right, it looks like everybody, okay, you got it. Okay, it looks like everyone has all their stuff. So I'm gonna go ahead and annotate that. All right, so let's get started. So conditions. You are a member of a team or squad providing security for your unit in a field environment. You have your assigned weapon, individual protective equipment, and the current challenge and password. An unknown person or personnel is approaching your area. Some iterations of this task should be performed in Mod 4. Standards. Detect and challenge all approaching personnel. Prevent compromise of password. Allow personnel positively identified as friendly to pass. And disarm, detain, and report personnel not positively identified. There are no special conditions. The risk level, as mentioned before, is low. Mod 4, sometimes. All right, so let's go ahead and go into the performance steps. So 1, detect all personnel entering your area. 2, challenge an individual that enters your area. A, cover the individual with your weapon without disclosing your position. B, command the individual to halt before they are close enough to pose a threat. Note, commands in question must be loud enough to be heard by the individual, but not loud enough that others outside of the immediate area can hear. Commands should be repeated as necessary. C, ask, who is there? Just loud enough for the individual to hear. Note, the individual should reply with an answer that best describes them. An example would be, Sergeant Jones. Next, order the individual to advance to be recognized. Then continue to keep the individual covered without exposing yourself. Then order the individual to halt when they are within 2 to 3 meters from your position. Note, the individual should be halted at a location that provides protection to you and prevent them from escaping if they are deemed unfriendly. Next, issue the challenge in a low voice. Note, the challenge shall only be heard by the individual challenged to prevent all others from overhearing. You may ask the individual questions that only a friendly person should be able to answer correctly. Next, determine if the individual is friendly based upon the return of the correct password and your own situational awareness. 1, allow the individual to pass if the individual returns to the correct password and you are convinced the individual is friendly. 2, detain an individual if they return an incorrect password or cannot be positively identified as friendly. Next, direct the individual to disarm. Then notify your chain of command. Then await instructions from your command. 3, challenge a group that enters your area. So these next ones are for a group of people entering your area. Note, the procedure and precautions are similar to those for a single person. Next, cover the group with your weapon without disclosing your position. Then order the group to halt before they are close enough to pose a threat to you. Then command, "Who is there?" just loud enough to be heard by the group. Then wait for a reply from the group. Note, replies should clearly identify group. An example is friendly patrol. Then order the leader of the group to advance to be recognized. Then continue to keep the group covered without exposing yourself. Next, order the group leader to halt when the individual is within 2 to 3 meters from your position. The group leader should be halted at a location that provides protection to you and prevents the leader from escaping if they are deemed unfriendly. Next, issue the challenge to only the group leader. Note, you may also ask questions that only a friendly person should be able to answer correctly. Next, determine if the group leader is friendly based upon the return of the correct password and your own situational awareness. Then, direct the group leader to remain with you to assist in identifying group members if they are deemed he or she is friendly. Then, direct the group leader to vouch for or positively identify each member of his group as they pass your flank. Then, detain any individuals in the group not recognized by the group leader by disarming them and having them wait until your chain of command provides additional instruction. 2. Detain the group leader if not positively identified as friendly. Then, direct the leader to disarm. Direct him or her to inform their group to halt. To wait, my apologies. Then, notify your chain of command. Then await instructions from your chain of command. Do we have any questions of what I just read? Okay, great. All right, welcome back, team. So we're going to go ahead and get started. For this demonstration, we are going to be in Mod 4. So Mod 4 gear consists of your ACH, your IOTV, your J-list, your camelback or canteen, your overboots, your gloves, and your gas mask. For this exercise and for this exercise only of Mod 4, we are going to have our gas mask on our leg so we are able to talk. And of course, your trusty M4. So let's go ahead and get started. So someone is approaching our area. Halt! I'm going to now ask them a question. Who is there? They're going to reply with something along the lines, "It's Sergeant Jones." So we're going to now have them advance to be recognized. Advance to be recognized. When they are 2 to 3 meters away, we're going to ask them to halt. Halt. For this exercise, our password is Sergeant Major Canale. So we're gonna go ahead and issue them the challenge. Who is our Sergeant Major? If they say our Sergeant Major is Sergeant Major Canale, we know they could potentially be a friendly. If they say something off the wall, we are gonna go ahead and detain and disarm them. Okay, so I guess I'm going first. Okay, so I see someone approaching. Halt. They stopped. I guess I'll ask them, who is there?
Dad.
He says it's Dad. Okay. Advance to be recognized.
Alright.
He's 2 to 3 meters away now. I guess I'll ask him to halt. Halt.
Okay.
Okay. Corporal Romero, I don't know what to do at this point. What do I do next? I don't remember. That's okay, Specialist Romero. So let's go ahead and take it from that point. You had them halt. So our password, like we mentioned before, is Sergeant Major Canale. So when we issue them the challenge, we're going to ask them, who is our Sergeant Major? And if they reply with, our Sergeant Major is Sergeant Major Canale, then they are potentially a friendly. If they reply with, I don't know, or they say something off the wall, then we're going to go ahead and detain and disarm them. So let's go ahead and go from that part. So I'm going to go ahead and issue them the challenge. Who is our Sergeant Major?
Sergeant Major Canale.
So it seems like they are a friendly. Do we have any questions? Great. Hey guys, so we're gonna go ahead and talk about what was supposed to happen today. So the day before, I was supposed to inform you guys about what materials you need to bring. I was supposed to do an individual and squad PCC the day before, which we did. We went to the classroom today and I introduced myself and we talked about what we are going to be doing. So challenge persons entering your area was the topic. I talked about the risk associated with this training. I went over, be mindful of the chairs and tables, and then out here be mindful of the wildlife. Then we conducted a PCC and PCI. I saw all your items and I checked that off. Then we went over the conditions and standards and the step-by-step instruction. I then asked you all if you had any questions, and then you all began to practice. Then after that, we came outside and you all did your evaluation. We saw Specialist Romero's first. So let's go ahead and go back to the classroom and let's talk about this further. We're gonna go ahead and schedule a retest for those of you that did not pass. We are going to record your results. We are gonna come back outside and conduct a police call. And then we will check your items, make sure that they are not damaged. And I will request to close out the training site. Is there any questions so far? Okay, well, I appreciate all your participation. Let's go ahead and meet back at the classroom. All right, good job, everyone. Unfortunately, not everyone completed the evaluation in its entirety, so we will do a retrain two days from now in building 8710. Uniform is the same uniform you have on today. Now we're going to go ahead and conduct an AAR about how this exercise went. This was task number 071 Charlie Oscar Mike 0801. Challenge persons entering your area. Let us know how we can improve this exercise, what you enjoyed, what you didn't enjoy. All right. Okay, I'm going to take a couple minutes and review my paperwork, make sure that everything is correct. Okay, everything seems to be in order. I would like now to request to close the training site. Die Hard family, that concludes this exercise. Get home safe, have a good weekend, and be prepared for the retest in a couple days. Thank you.